Hello monkeys, welcome back to monkey gardening. It's finally stopped raining. It's completely waterlogged out here again, but the sun's out. I'm going to make the most of it. More rain forecast for tomorrow, but then after that the outlook is a lot better. So I'm just going to have a bit of a tidy up, and if I just flip the camera around, yeah, as you can see it's still waterlogged out here, so I'm just going to get my garden fork and try and get this to drain a little bit better. Not sure what else I'm going to do today. Just looking for an excuse to be out here, to be honest with you. Any sunshine's welcome at the moment. Anyway, I'll bring you back to something interesting to show you. So yeah, you can see how waterlogged it is here. I mean, this garden is quite near a river, so it's all kind of boggy ground. But then also, if you dig about half an inch under this soil, all you find is bricks and rubble. Basically, there used to be cotton mills on this estate, and there's one buried underneath this garden. So I'm not quite sure if I'm actually making any difference going along and trying to get it to drain a bit more, but we'll give it a go. But yeah, it's looking really bad this year. So this is quite nice to see. The blackberry and raspberry plants putting on lots of new shoots, lots of new buds. So that's very pleasing. It looks like last year's growth is dead. So I think I've talked about this before, but I think with this variety the fruit grows on the new wood, which is a vine type. So I thought this lot was dead, but I was just giving it a chance. I'll probably get secateurs the next day or two and take out all the dead stuff. But for the moment we'll leave it. I don't want to cut anything that might be living. But yeah, there's new shoots coming out the bottom, out the root as well, on both of them. Yes, that's good. I wouldn't mind getting a few more raspberry and blackberry plants. They seem to grow really well, and they produce really nice flowers, which the bees really love. Well, my prodding around with the fork has made a little bit of a difference, but not much. The ground's completely sodden, even if you dig right down. So yeah, just got to hope for some prolonged periods of sunshine. Well, here we go, we finally got some sunshine. The ground is starting to dry out. I've never seen it quite as wet, but it's getting there now. The forecast for today and tomorrow is more sunshine. The temperatures increased quite a bit, so I think now, I've been holding back a bit, but now is the time to really get sowing some seeds. So we'll have a look at that in a moment. But then the forecast is a bit weird. So on Friday, a couple of days time, it's forecast hailstorms. But after that it is looking pretty dry. Not massively sunny, but definitely a lot warmer. The other thing I noticed is these hops, which were looking dead. I nearly threw them away. I thought they hadn't survived the winter. They're growing back pretty vigorously now. So they are hardy. I was right to keep them. They were very, very juvenile plants just before winter set in. So I think essentially they've just been dormant all that time. Speaking of time, the thyme that I got from B&Q is doing very nicely. We're trying to pot that up soon. It's been living very happily under this cloche. The rosemary as well is looking very happy. I've already been harvesting some of this. So that's all good. The chives that survived the winter, they seem to be very happy under the polytunnel. The Brussels sprouts have put on a bit more growth. Not quite sure what I'm going to do with those. They can live there for the moment. What else? Not much else. We need to sow stuff. And particularly I mentioned I want to sow a lot of flowers this year. I hadn't grown any flowers until last year. I really liked having them in the garden. The bees really like them, and I really like having bees in the garden. And another reason why I'd like them is last year, unfortunately, I lost a friend of mine, Alice. It was someone I was good friends with at school, and we caught up a few years ago at a school reunion. And she was a keen gardener. And through the first half of lockdown we've been in contact with each other. And on my birthday last year she posted this message on my Facebook timeline. But sadly she passed away suddenly last summer. I thought I'd plant some flowers somewhere and remember her too, and the other people that we lost last year. I'm sure lots of people have been through similar things. So yeah, something positive. Let's plant some lovely flowers. Okay, so I've just moved indoors. This is where I've been sitting for months on end recording my lectures. I'll grab my microphone. Normally sat like this, recording for hours and hours on end. Don't need that today. So yeah, I've come indoors to sow some flowers. I better introduce my little friend here. This is a friend of this is a present of my friend Lisa. Thank you, Lisa. After much consideration and talking to my colleagues, decided to name him Howard Gardner, or Howie G for short. Any psychologist in the room will get the joke. So yeah, he's going to hang out and be my little buddy in the garden. I can also store seeds inside his head. So yeah, Howie can sit there. So yeah, I'm going to start sowing some seeds. I'm going to start with some that I just picked up from Lidl the other day. I just grabbed a random selection. They're really cheap. They're like 29 pence a packet. So the first one was some Indian Crests. I thought, oh, that looks nice. And then when I got home, I actually realised that this is just another name for nasturtiums, which I grew last year. But that's good with me. I really liked the ones I grew last year. So I'll go for those again. There's a selection of wildflowers. It doesn't give any indication on the packet whatsoever what the contents actually are, so that's a bit of a mystery bag. Well, some sweet pea. I grew some of these last year, and they're really nice, but I didn't train them properly. They need proper things to grow up. They're really resilient, even though I didn't actually look after them that well. So I'll have a go at actually properly looking after them this year. If you look after them properly and keep picking the flowers, you're supposed to get loads and loads of flowers. I spoke before that my granddad, who was a keen gardener, used to grow these. I was only little at the time, but I really remember the smell of them. It's really provocative. So we'll grow some of those. And then lastly, some flowers, of course. They're always fun to grow. What else? Oh, I'm wearing my new Opeth t-shirt, which Andrew sent me. If you remember Andrew and Seb, who featured in the last season, whatever it was last year. So they started growing again this year. Here's Seb cleaning out the greenhouse. And then Seb wrote a list the other day to his dad of all the things that he wanted to grow. I can see that he's got chilies on there. If I manage to get some to propagate, I'll send you some, Seb. I'm not having much luck at the moment. My ones that are in the heated propagator, the ones I put in there first have been going for, let me see, it was on the 6th, 24, so 18 days now, and they haven't germinated. The other ones have been in there around a week to 9 days. They haven't germinated. So I've got some left. So I think what I'll do with the rest of them, I'll try and propagate them in soil instead of using the kitchen bowl technique. Okay, so I'm going to take Howard out into the garden. It's really nice and sunny out there, so I don't actually want to be sat in here much. And I'll get these flowers sown. Okay, so here we go again. It's really nice to be out in the sunshine again, even though the sunshine is only at the end of the garden. There's actually some warmth in it. And it's great to be sowing stuff again. So the usual drill, seed trays, the nasturtiums and the sweet peas can just go into these modules, same for sunflowers. This wildflower mix I'll just broadcast over this area here, rather than having individual pots, and I'm guessing I can then just plot out the entire clump into the ground. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so I'm going to fill these up with soil, saturate the soil, sow the seeds, cover with soil, and then go and put them in seedling corner, a nice warm windowsill. It's nice to have the luxury of compost this year. This time last year you couldn't get hold of the stuff. Well, this time last year B&Q was shut, but even in the run up to the lockdown, and even when they opened, getting hold of the compost was a big deal. So yeah, rather than scrabbling around for bits and pieces, I can actually use some decent stuff, so that's good. I'm also going to use the riddle that my sister Anna bought me last year for my birthday, just to sieve out any larger lumps in the compost. Okay, so I've just completely saturated those seed trays. While they drain over here, I'm going to also sow my remaining chilli seeds, or some of them, into these little pots with soil, and give that a go, because the heat propagator doesn't seem to be working for me. Also, these are different varieties, so maybe the other ones are just bad seeds, I don't know. So yeah, I'll get on and do that. Howie seems to be enjoying the sunshine, aren't you, Howie? So yeah, he's going to supervise while I sow these chilli seeds. I feel like he needs a hat or something, but all the hats I've got are going to be too small. Yeah, that doesn't really work. Maybe a sombrero. Okay, so here's the wildflower mix. Looks like the contents of potpourri or something. You can see they're all, well, as you'd expect, all very different little seeds. So yeah, I'm just going to scatter or broadcast them across this tray, and then cover them in soil and stick them on a warm windowsill, see what happens. Okay, next up is the sunflowers. I'm never going to need this many, but I don't know how many are going to germinate. If I get more than I need, then I can always give some away to my neighbours. But yeah, hopefully they'll germinate. The ones I had last year were fantastic. Okay, so that's the nasturtiums done. While I've been doing this, I've just had a very pleasing phone call. The mischief mobile was in for its MOT today, and it's passed without any problems, which is kind of unsurprising because it's only done 3,000 miles over the last 12 months. So I'll just go and pick that up in a bit. So yeah, nasturtiums, I've still got the sweet peas to go. So the last thing to do is chilli seeds. So this is a Krakatoa variety. I didn't grow any of these last year. Well, in fact I didn't grow any chilies at all. But this was a free sample that came with the other chilies that I ordered. So I'm just going to sow those up, and then all of these seeds are going to go and live on in Seedling Corner. So yeah, that's about it for today. Today's episode. It's been really nice to get some sunshine, but now the sun's gone down, it's getting chilly again. I think Howie G here is getting a bit chilly too, so I think we'll both go inside for a cup of tea. Okay, take care everyone, see you on the next one.